We're looking at Lake Amistad, and we're on a website. It shows the water level fluctuations over a period of time. And I have a recording that was made on March the 16th of 2014. And as you can see, the water level 2014 on this date is 1,081.89 feet. And if you look at the lower bottom, you see the full pool of 1,117 feet. What that means is the lake is down 35 feet from pool the day I made that recording. Well, let's look at this overall. The earliest date we have is 2010, and the lake appears to be pretty full. It's near normal levels. It went up in 2011. As you can see, it's 1,117.27 feet, so the lake was at full pool. Then in 2012 it dropped off, and then you can see it really dropped off in 2013. It's way down. Came back up in 2014, and now it's up some more in 2015. Well, how does this apply to AutoChart? If you make a recording, and let's say I made a recording this date in 2013, and let's say I went over a cove and it showed the depth to be 20 feet. Well, that's fine. I can create an AutoChart map and everything looks real good. What happens if I had also made a recording in 2011 on this same date of that same area? That water depth would be significantly deeper than what we show today. And if you tried to create a map with both of those, you'd get some funny looking readings, because it's going to show the 2011 is going to show that same area to be very deep, and in 2013 it's going to be much shallower. So what we do with AutoChart is we're able to tell the system about the lake fluctuations when we import for our ACD. I'll show you an example of that now. We want to make sure that your unit is set for the tide correction. So we go to Tools, Settings, and we go to Tide Correction. And out of the box, when you first install AutoChart, this is not set. So I'm going to ask you to click on the box for Ask for Tide Correction when importing data. What that means is each time that you do an import, it's going to ask you about the fluctuation of the water. And we're going to use the fixed correction, the TC1, and we will use a positive number if the water level when the recording was made is above the normal pool, and if it's below that, if the water level is low, then we'll key in a negative number. Let's now load that information into AutoChart. So I'm going to import, go select chart 536, and on the first map I'm going to say no correction. So I'm going to create a map with the depth just as it is with no offset. Now I'm going to open that. Okay, there it is. If I create a map, that's what it's going to look like. Perhaps look at it in 3D. So if I were fishing the lake right now, this is how I would want to look at this view, because it matches the water level that exists in the lake right now. So I can see there's a high spot here, or a hump or something, but that's between 0 and 10 feet, let's say. And this is the deeper water, of course, and this is kind of a mid-range level, probably 15 feet, something like that. And so that's how I would want to look at it. But if I'm creating a map that I want to keep in AutoChart, then I'll do something a little different. I will import that again. And if you'll remember, we saw the lake differences, and the lake was 1,082 feet when this recording was made, and the pool is 1,117 feet. So that means it's 35 feet low. And what you do here, if the lake is below pool, you will make it a negative number. If it is above pool, you'll make it a positive number. So I'm going to key in minus 35 And now I'm telling AutoChart, when you create my map, that I want you to adjust my recording 35 feet. So now I'll do that. It has been created. Let me open that map now. So as you can see, it's a solid blue line now. Create my map. Look at it in 3D. And everything's deep water there. And so if you're creating a map that you're going to want to install in your unit and use on the lake, then I suggest you follow this procedure, because when you get on the water, you can adjust the lake level down to what it should be. So in other words, I would go into my Hummingbird unit, I would go to charts, and then I would set the offset of the water level down 35 feet. And that will make this look just like the map that we had earlier. The first iteration of this was zero correction. But, as we stated before, if I've got recordings made over a number of years at different water levels in the same area, it's real important that you do this, follow this process, so that your lakes, your images will be correct.